Thomas was puffing along happily. Thomas passed in mid-sheds. Thomas passed in mid-sheds. Then Salty was in front of him. Then Salty switched tracks. Whee! Then Thomas passed the station. Then Mavis passed Thomas while pulling along a freight train. Then Mavis's freight train derailed. Thomas was looking for a freight train to pull. And then Thomas stopped at a station. Wait, how did that coach get on there? Who knows? I have a freight train to pull. So Thomas passed the station with the coach. Then Thomas found a freight train. Perfect. So Thomas thought of some way to take the couple up to the freight train. Then Thomas found a way. Then Thomas was ready to go with the freight train. Thomas slowly began to set off with the freight train. Edward was also pulling a freight train, but his tender disappeared for some reason. I don't want to go too fast, because I don't want this freight train to derail, but I'll go slowly so it doesn't derail. Then Thomas uncoupled from the freight train. Thomas thought he was pulling the freight train, but he wasn't. Then Thomas started to speed up. Thomas thought he was pulling the freight train, until he looked behind him. Oh, my freight train isn't there. No worries, I'll get a spare. Thomas didn't pay attention to what was in front of him. A freight train. Thomas screeched to a stop. Whoa, that was close. I almost crashed into a freight train. Then Thomas coupled up to a freight train. Then Thomas set off with the freight train. Then it derailed. It was soon nighttime, and Thomas wanted to get a freight train still, even though it was nighttime. Sure enough, Thomas got a freight train. Thomas was ready to go with this freight train. Thomas went slow at first with his freight train because he didn't want his freight train to derail early. Then another Thomas was puffing along with milk tankers. Thomas didn't know which Thomas would go first on points. Thomas decided the other Thomas would go. The Thomas with the milk tankers would go. Thomas set off. Then the Thomas with the milk tankers followed. So the Thomas with the milk tankers followed behind. And then he went into the chocolate factory. And then the Thomas with the milk tankers came out of the chocolate factory, covered in chocolate. Then he still went in. Then he went inside. Thomas continued on his journey. Thomas was hauling some cattle trucks. And then it started to turn to morning. Thomas was starting to get a little tired from all this pulling. I gotta drop these. I gotta drop these cattle trucks off somewhere. At least somewhere. At last, Thomas stopped. Here are your trucks, Sir Topham Hatt, sir. Well done, Tom. Well done, Thomas. You're a really useful engine. Now I know you're tired, but you can go get a rest somewhere. Poor Thomas was almost out of breath. So Thomas went to the water tower. To get a drink. He went to find a shed to sleep in, and had enough pushing and pulling for one day. Take two. He went to find a shed to sleep in, and he had done enough pushing and pulling for one day.